Hi guys, welcome back to another of our amazing videos. Today we'll be travelling the Birkenhead Dock line. This is a line that went from Rock Ferry all the way through to Bidston. Originally this was planned for passenger services. In fact, it's one of the oldest. In 1838 this line opened. It went as far as Grange Lane. Then there were several other companies expanded it here, there and everywhere. But the big guys came along, which was the LNWR and GWR, in 1860 to form the Birkenhead Railways. And they followed this freight service right through to Bidston, serving all the docks. Now this line closed in 1993. In fact, it didn't close, it was mothballed. And you know what that means, there are plenty of clues to be found. So come on, let's check it out. Today we're travelling from Rock Ferry all the way through to Birkenhead North, the docks. The dock line, the avoiding line. Apparently this has been shut for quite a while and I've been told it's been lost. Why I say lost? Because everything has just been left in place. Here we are at the end of Rock Ferry Station. This line came off the main electric line, which you can see ahead, and it's still live, it's still got a signal. So in theory you could get a train on this track. Even though it's full of trees and even though it's full of foliage, it's still live. This is the route we'll be walking. First of all, going through the disused part of Rock Ferry Station. Let's check it out. So this was a new Rock Ferry Station which was built in 1891 in order to interchange with the electrics. The original station was the one on the last picture, literally very close to where that red signal was. As I say, they wanted a connection and that's why they built this new station. It did originally have 6 platforms. Just before we leave it, what's going on here? We've got a signal on red for our live line. Crazy. Well, I think it's dead. I'm sure it's dead. Let's see. Right, here we go guys. Whoa, this is fantastic. So here we have the diesel lines. Over there, well in the distance, we have the electrics. We won't go anywhere near them, I promise you. But this is the route we're travelling. Let's see what it reveals. Yep, still plenty of the old school down here. So here we have the location of Tranmere Station. This opened in 1846 and shut in 1857. Apparently it was totally destroyed when they put 4 lines in here instead of 2. Wow. So, look at the signal. In theory, this line, got all the trees in it, is still live. Skeleton Junction all over again. Crazy. At least it's on LED, so it's not wasting that much electric. But look, it's dead. Dead as a dodo. Yeah, so here's a few nice clues just to remind you that there was more than the 2 tracks along here. It looks like we might have had 4 or 5, you know. I don't know if they were actually running tracks or just holding sidings, but this is very wide onto this section. Ah, yeah, look what a little clue I've just found. Not a bad walk at the moment. Not a lot in the way. Let's see how the rest of the trip pans out. Wow. Wow, this is a crazy, crazy walk. The electric lines are over there. These are, like say, the diesel ones that go to the docks eventually. But look at all that undergrowth I've got to climb through. This is crazy, crazy guys, crazy. This is a nice shot looking back. So you can see where the electrics are now veering off to the right to go underneath us. And here's our track to take us up to the docklands. Bring it on. Here's a weird one. We've got the two tracks. We've also got another Vogue track on the other side, right on the edge. 3 tracks. So as Network Rail slowly get rid of all this foliage, it shows these wonderful clues from the past. So yes, this is finally visible. If I had come here last year, I would not have seen this track, I promise you. Here we go guys, not long now before we hit Mollington Street Depot. Just up here. So here we are making our way into Mollington Street Depot. It is a painful walk, but the depot is definitely down here. I'll soon get through all these brambles and hopefully bring you some magic. Well, there's the entrance to the depot. I just walked all the way through them brambles that way. I suspect that this is the depot here. There's no direct pathway, but it does look very flat, and hopefully we'll see signs of the shed. Yep, this is definitely the location of the depot. The steam depot and later a diesel depot. I had my old 3s on. Used to love coming here. Unfortunately, there's a bit of an invasion going on here. This, you can't see beyond this. It's dead. But you can see here how flat it is. This was where the shed was. This is where I think the diesel depot was on the left-hand side. The old steam shed was on the right-hand side. So it looks like there may have been some sidings on this side as well, the lower part. But as you can see, it's just a mass clear out. Right, let's follow the line to the docks. Yep, looks like here's where the track starts again. Well, the track is still going strong. Nature's trying to take it, but no, she's still here. I've still got the other one. Well, nature seems to be winning on that. So we're getting to just half a mile up the road here. We'll hopefully find that station. There's our track. Now what I have noticed, slowly rising on this side, is this this slope. And it does look like it had a railway track on it. Now I know there's a station ahead. I'm not sure whether it was on this level or it was on a higher level. Hopefully the clues will soon sort themselves out, because the maps I've been looking at, the flats, so it doesn't show whether they're graded or not. Let's keep going, I'm sure it'll all make sense. Yep, here we go. A bit further along the dock line. Still got that elevated a bit at the top. I wonder if that's the bit that goes to the station. Let's just look it up. Let's just take a break, take a breather and check it out. But can you also look on this side? We've got some extended track. You can take it out. Get rid of this stupid bridge, yeah. It's been taken out. So this was a lot wider. So here we are on our main line. Just look over to the side there. Looks like there was a line that went over, and if you look a little bit further deeper, in fact I'll wait on, I'll get to the fence to show you that. That's where they used to have an extension straight across, serving docklands and the carriage works and everything else. So here we are, elevated, looking back. It looks like it was an elevated track that went across. This might have been the first Victorian line, you know. Oh, let's get past this tree. It's going to take us to our first station. Let's have a look. And over here, where again there were some more railway tracks. Looks like a yard, an individual yard. Just derelict at the moment, but not many clues other than that out bridge that we saw earlier. Yep, there are some nice signs of sleepers hanging around here, so definitely railway action. And this upper part is now expanding out. So I think just after these bridges we come to the location of that first station. Wow, I thought I'd lost this, but it's here. Let's have a look at that lower yard. Yep, it looks like it still goes on, heading over there. Can you see that bridge? That looks like that route. Anyway, still on this upper level. Just some bits and bobs here, concrete bits and bobs. I'm trying to make out what they are. We've also got some bricks as well. Maybe an old bridge. Maybe that old bridge that was took out, yeah? It's certainly a lot of it. Maybe it's a goods platform, I don't know. This is very close now to where this station was. And here's that lower yard. I don't think I'll be going through all that shit to get to that. But yeah, you can see where it went. That went off to the docks. Another complex of the docks. Right, let's freeze it there. Let's give you a bit of history about this area. So, the station behind me, Birkenhead Grange Station, that opened from 1840s to 1844. What we're looking at now is the location of Birkenhead Town Station. Beyond the town station there was two tunnels. One of the tunnels went to Monk's Ferry, which was a terminus that opened in 1844, but that only lasted till 1878 because they wanted bigger facilities. And so they built another tunnel to lead to Birkenhead Woodside. This opened in 1878, shut in 1967. Right, let's get back to the trip. And here she is. This is the site of the station, the Grange Station, yeah? Wow. I was told this was all flattened. Well, I suppose it is flattened, but you know, lost. But this is where it was, leading up to the main road, and there's some more of those concrete things, so it certainly had some purpose. Maybe some photos will give me some clues as to what it was all about. But here is your station, guys. Here is the station, the site of. So if you can see the valley ahead, that is a valley that we go down to continue the line to the Docklands. So the dock line did not have the station on. It was an elevated one beside it. Oh, that was a hard clue to work out. Let's have one last look, see if there's any more clues right at the very end here. So here we are roadside. As you say, railways galore. And that's the drop. It goes down to the lower line. So yeah, that's where the station was. But we are following the dock lines to take us up to Birkenhead Docks. So let's continue. And so a few more trees get destroyed, which is absolutely fantastic for me. I can get some lovely shots, but I wonder what's happening here. Are we having some progress on the line? As you can see, look back in the last shots I took. Nice and clear walk. Here's me paranoid about doing it in the spring so as to see something, but I think in the summer you might get away with this. Well, I was told there was a tunnel on this line, but I did expect it to be slightly longer than that. Brought me lamp and everything. Oh well, come on, let's go and explore. Ooh, and here we are in the spooky tunnel. With a load of pigeons. Luckily I can hear water and not pigeon shit on my head. There's the end of it. As you can see, it's very see-through. All these funny arches leading on to the next part. Right, let's keep going, mate. It's a shame, a bit of a dumping ground. As you can understand, that looks like they just demolished the upper wall, put that posher one in, but just left the bricks here. Annoying, really. Right, looks like a bridge is filled in. That's the main route. It looks like there's a bit of building work going on as well. Yep. Looks like our bridge has been filled in. Now there's an interesting sight. It looks like our walls are preserved, and where they're failing, they're being renewed. Excellent. Bloody hell, look how flat these rails are. Oh, I don't think we're getting any modern traction on these. So this is one set of tracks, and there's the other set of tracks. And as you notice, there's looks like there's a few vehicles been through here. Is this the engineers just checking out the line? Or is this a preservation mob considering expansions? Or are we considering a tram network? There's certainly action going on down here. It's not as abandoned as I originally thought. So that is looking back, yeah? As you can see, the track just goes on and on. As you can understand, we've got another bridge. Right. All I can think here is we've got some structural issues, and so they've had to fill in that bridge. It's been pretty wide up to now. So is it going to become two lines? We'll soon find out. Let's get to the other side. Very artistic. Yep, looking back on our last bridge. Like I say, this is just a cavern. Cavern through the city of Birkenhead. This is fantastic. Here we have it. The next bridge. Looks like cast iron, that. It's got some kind of a signature on it. See if we can get it from the other side. Yeah, looks like the old signal pulley. Been pulled off. Looks like we have some signal boxes around here. Looking back on that last bridge, it's even got a signature on it. Oh, that sun's a bummer. At least it's keeping me warm. Still no track. What's going on here? I was told there was track all the way through. Jeepers. Ignore that last statement. Can you see it? It's slowly being buried by the crap that's been put here. And I've found the other track as well. Yeah? Imprints give it away. That's going back on ourselves, remember? Here's the next bridge on the line. I do love these ornate arches. Apparently this is nearly one of the oldest railways in the UK. It was built just after Stevenson had done that one from was it Edgehill? So yeah, just a couple of years after. So you can see they wanted to just not just create a railway, but a picturesque one. Shame that didn't last long, eh? And here's them bridges from the other side. I'm in the middle of Birkenhead here, but it feels like I'm in the middle of nowhere. Not a sound. Now notice that gate at the top. That looks like it has an entrance. You come down to some kind of complex here. So just after that bridge, we then found this. Could this be a mini signal box? It looks a bit too narrow to be a shunting hut. There's certainly some at railways because it's in the middle of all the track. So there's the ornate designs going all the way up, heading towards the docks. And here's that building from the other side. Just not sure. Could be a shunting hut. Answers on a postcard. So just to keep you in the loop, that's where we just walked. There was a line that went along that wall up to another part of the dock complex. And like I say, I've just been hearing some ding-ding sounds, you know, like trams and everything. And I believe there is a museum up there where the line used to go. All these here were sidings, you know, for crossing overs, more probably for holding for bits and bobs, ready to be processed into the docks. Yeah, as is usual on some of these walks, you do get places to chuck your junk. Underneath this ivy, there is the track, both tracks, still there. So I've just swayed over to the side here. Why I've done that is, because can you see this new building here? Apparently there used to be a turntable there. Maybe for the goods yard as such. Can you guys see this? Is this some kind of a lamp? Looks like a lamp, you know, that 1960s one. Used to have on stations and areas. And here we are. Looks like we're at the end of the Victorian structures. Here's an interesting find. Looks like we had some signal boxes up this end. Even got the wire still attached here. Wonder what this is all about. This is an interesting wall. I wonder if that's anything special. So I just walked round the corner and guess what greeted me? Look at that beauty. Wow. This trip is getting better and better every minute. This is fantastic. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's get a close-up. And here she is from the other side. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I was thinking of climbing this for you guys, but look at it. Wibbly wobbly woo. I'm not going up that. I might get stuck there. So it's a sign that there was plenty of shunting going on here, so I expect some of them O3s were down here doing their thing. Here's my little dolly. That's looking back on that last joint. And it is a very gradual one. But yeah, it looks like it's got an option of going one way or the other way. Maybe a crossover. Yep, so it looks like we are splitting up again. And wow, there's another split there. Looks like it's crossing over the lines, you know, from one side to the other. What's all this about? I think there's a level crossing coming up just beyond them trees up there. Let's keep exploring. So I think this looks like it's part of either a point system or it's part of an old like pullback. But yes, there she is. Control box. Oh my god. Look what we got here, guys. Wow, no one told me about this. A signal box, still standing. Oh, I'm having a look at that. Wow, look. It's all still there. Oh my goodness, no one told me about this. This is fantastic. So, before we go into that signal box, let's just look at this track layout. So it looks like the tracks went on, but also went off the other direction. This is looking back on ourselves, yeah? Wow. It's amazing, it's like a labyrinth. Hey. I'm not sure what railway company that is, but it's there. Let's have a look inside. Now, just before we do go into the burnt remains of this signal box, it looks like there was a route here. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a track here. I mean, what's the point of having a signal box other than controlling the level crossing? Let's see what railway bits are left in here. Yeah, nature is trying to reclaim this back. But you can see where the frame was. See the metal bits there. I wonder if there's a preservation order on this. I doubt it. It's not in the best conditions to preserve. But whilst it's not being messed with, let's keep it in situ, eh? That's brilliant. Sorry about the shake here, lads. I'm just on a dodgy piece of wood. Not the best of lights, I'm afraid. It looks like some scaffolding put in. I don't know whether that was after the fire. But a lot of framework here. Some bits and bobs. If you look down below, you can see the mechanics. The points and everything else, and the gates, yeah? Wow. This was a find I did not expect on this trip. No one told me about this. Yeah, it took me a while, but I have worked it out. So looking at these rails here, this is a mishmash of points. So we've got the main line that goes up to Birkenhead North, yeah? one that goes past everything, that's them two there. Now there's also the spurs that went off in that direction, just basically instead of 2 lines we then had 4. But can you also see this rail? So this rail, there's another spur that came off our main line that went under that gap, what I mentioned earlier, to feed another part of the dock complex. So for this still to be here is a treasure trove. So thank God for all this mess. Otherwise I'm sure all this steel would have been claimed. Wow, look at this round here. Like a railway graveyard. Yeah, we're back on tracks again. See those sleepers over there? Shows you how close we are now to our first level crossing. Yep. Just left here to rot. Shame really. This is the level crossing. Still intact-ish. We don't want any trains going astray, so they've locked it up specially. Wow. I wonder how long this is going to last, eh? Fortunately the sun's in my eyes here, so I can't hardly see this. Hopefully you can. Here's a nice side shot. I was looking at the level crossing. We went through that fencing there and beyond. But there was on the track that led up here. As you can see, this is heavily being refurbished. There's no signs of track other than for historic purposes. And that's looking back on that level crossing. Nice. And this is where the track leads on to. Looks like you ripped the rails up at this point. I don't know why, but there's no rails there at the moment. Let's keep going. Looking back on myself. And this is where the track came. Let's see if we can get in this enclosure. There we have it, guys. You can see where the track went. It's imprinted into this pathway as such. So our track is going that way. Let's see what we can find. Yep, definitely a few railway relics to take us on our way. Let's follow the track. Looking pretty clear, guys. So we're getting close to the bonded warehouse. I think this is Victoria warehouse. As you can see, it's pretty passable pass. I'm not sure whether the nettles actually get in here and destroy this, but it's pretty walkable. I've tripped once or twice, but hey ho, at least I'm still alive. As you say, I've been walking a couple of 100 yards now. It's still pretty clear. But as you say, nature's on its way. This is early spring, remember. As you say, luckily it's getting clearer. This could be a blessing. Let's keep going. Oh my god, me and my big gob. Oh guys, yeah, if I'm on my knees you can see it's clear, but I'm getting hit in the face by everything. Just for you, I will keep going. I know, I keep promising. So I made it this far. Let's see how far we can make it down this path. Jesus Christ, have I struck gold? Look at that fucker. Wow, it's still standing. This is looking back. So this was the line that went in. Oh my goodness, I thought all these had been ripped up. Still there, guys, it's still there. As you can see here, we're on top of the signal. This is amazing. Right, if you look over to the right side, that's where the sidings used to be. If you look at this tarmac, you can see the indents of where the tracks used to go. But there's loads of tracks here. Apparently this is where the old threes were hanging around, as well as the shunters. But look at my signal. By the screwdriver now, I tell you what. Well, she'll say spanner, I'd be have this off. This is mine. This is absolutely amazing. I did not expect to find this here, guys. This is fantastic. Wow, I finally got a clearing. Here's your 2 lines. As you say, it's just a through route at the moment, so no other railway structures other than the lines themselves. There you see, she's still there. Oh, this ain't an easy task. I'm literally crawling between nettles, or baby nettles should I say, the brambles and the trees. But it's just about passable. Ouch. I'm sorry I'm not showing you much footage here, but honestly it's so overgrown. I'm really on my knees now just to show you the track. God help it when all the bloody nettles come through. Oh my God, I'm about halfway through now and I'm sore. I can either turn back and just gets painful or just keep fighting on. I think we'll just keep fighting on, but as you say, luckily the rails are pointing me in the right direction because there's nothing here clue-wise to show me where to go. Oh my God, guys, Jesus, I made it. Oh yes, yes. No nettles, because there's no nettles this time of year, but those brambles are painful. But it looks like now we're coming up to that junction I was telling you about earlier. Apparently the line's going to split when it hits that road. The main line goes straight ahead. The other line veers off to the right. Like these are the old controls to operate the level crossing. So here we are, we're coming up to a junction. See how the lines are splitting there? So effectively, we are at the junction now with Duke Street. So the railway went straight up. It also went round the docks. You can see where the actual estuary is by that strange building in the background. Looks like it's one of those raised bridges. But apparently there used to be a signal box here. There used to be loads of sidings, as well as loads of sidings on this side. Now I did notice this large gantry. Wonder if that served our railways. Wouldn't that be amazing if I got up that, eh? Got some fantastic shots. If you weren't sure where the tracks went, follow the lines. Some more over there. When that was last Tuesday. Well, this certainly looks out of use. And here's the track. Apparently there used to be loads of sidings here. Looks like it's all been rebuilt on. The mass sidings at the back were used as a graveyard for the first generation electrics. So the EMUs that used the Merseyrail were dumped here, and they were dumped here for quite a while. Here's the old lamps that lit up the line. Like I say, it was all behind this wall, and this wall does go on for a bit. Oh guys, it's here. A lot of growth since, what was it, 93 when it was last used. Yeah, they're both still there. So hopefully we're coming up to the open patch pretty soon. Yes, we found the track again, but looks like we've lost it. What's going on here? Oh, just look at it. Demolition, destruction. Oh my God. My railway's gone. Where the hell has it gone, you little sods? It looks like they made it into a cycle lane. Well, that's where we're heading. Looks like this cycle path just goes on and on and on. So this again used to be Docklands area, so we're railway sidings there. And that's where we've just been. I know we're getting a bit desperate here, but yes, it looks like we have got the side of a track here. It did lead into the entrance into one of the Docklands areas. So obviously that's the way that we're heading. But look at these majestic buildings from the old Docklands of old. Look how Victorian they are. It's a nice contrast here, even looking back on ourselves. You can see the modern mixed with the old school. I hope these are preserved and not just destroyed in history like everything else. There's your clues. Well, this is where we're heading. As you can see, we can still see where the lines were. And we can see where the cycle lane has taken it out. Yeah, I might be on this nice new path, but I did want to be walking all the old track. It looks like we really have missed it. There is no track to be found on this section anyway. damn you. Oh, this was very barren last year, but looks like we just missed out, guys. But you can see where it went. Just follow that rough path. Goes right down to where I think there's an engine. There's a depot down the bottom where it rejoins the line. Let's see what clues we got left. There we are looking back. As you say, this is where the rail was. Looks like they're putting in a stupid bike lane now. So it's really destroyed what history there was here. It's annoying. So it looks like there was a line that went that way. I think that went round the back to the original station. Because there was also the main line, which is this one here. I think it looks like there may be a level crossing ahead. Wow, there you go, there's the clues you wanted. There's your sleepers. Wow, looks like we've got a bit of rail ahead as well. Let's check that out. So, as you can see, the rails are still here. Just. And can you see beyond it? Yes, there is a level crossing. Yep, here she is. And, can you see in the road? That's where your two lines went. Wow, this is well and truly lost. Bloody hell. Well, you know me, I've been through hell, but this was a very, very productive. Very productive for finding clues, that is. Wow. So there's that track we saw. That's a level crossing behind it. And it went originally through here onto the site of a station which later became a goods station. Apparently it was the original dock station, but obviously they wanted a through route for the Merseyrail such, so they relocated it. But if you can just see on the side there, you can also see how the railways then come into play. So this line, the dock line, connected with that line over there. Right, so end this trip. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Well guys, I've just discovered I'm a very lucky guy. Apparently the video you just watched is for a limited time only, because the area in question is soon to be redeveloped. Apparently the valley through Birkenhead is going to be made into a luxury urban garden. Yes, you've heard it, they're getting rid of all the railway infrastructures and making it into one of those cheesy paths with cycle lanes through it, flowers here, there and everywhere. So if you want to do this trip, I strongly recommend you do it now. Take care now.